What's going on, guys? Back at you for another video on Coastline MX Repair. We have a customer that dropped off a lawnmower. It is a Cub Cadet. Not sure, it's a XT2. Customer states that he was mowing grass and his deck belt broke. He replaced that, and then he got on it and went to go drive across the yard, I guess, and the motor quit. And well, that's that. That's the backstory on it. I don't know nothing else. So I figured I would bring y'all along, and we could try to figure out what's wrong with this together. So I'm gonna go over kind of what I've done so far. I have started on this, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a video of it. Why not? It's late at night, I can't sleep, so I figured I'd come out to the shop and get some work done, so be productive. So anyway, so here it is. I know it looks like I tore a bunch of stuff off, but really I haven't. I just took the hood off and took the breather off and the air filter, and what I did was I left the hose, the fuel hose, connected to the carburetor, and then my wife stepped out here for a second, so I said, well, I'm going to eliminate a couple birds with one stone here. So I went ahead and just shot some carburetor cleaner in the intake there. She bust off, ran for about 2 seconds, and cut off. I was like, okay, well, that verifies a few things. One, it may be a fuel issue, fuel delivery problem. Could be the fuel pump over here not working correctly, but I automatically knew I had good compression. I automatically knew I had spark. The motor ran. I went ahead and checked the oil. It's a little high, so I might be draining the oil and refilling it to the correct level. It's not bad. I mean, it's not alarming like I'm worried it's going to blow a head gasket due to overfilling on the oil type full, but it's full nevertheless. But anyway, back on what I did after that. After I got it to run for a split second and then it cut off, I went ahead and I pulled the fuel hose off the side of the carburetor, stuck the hose into a jug, had my wife turn it over, and to see if it was pulsating fuel from the fuel pump, and it did. So where does that leave us? Well, we already know we have spark because it ran. We already know we have compression because it ran. So we already know we have fuel coming out of the fuel pump. We verified it's working. So now we've got fuel, we've got spark. It's just not, the fuel is not make, all those components aren't making it into one big happy family. So I'm going to be pulling off the plastic cover here, try to get to the carburetor, and go ahead and pull that carburetor and give it a cleaning. Alrighty, so I'll be right back, and when I come back we'll have this off and we'll go from there. Alright. Alrighty, I got the carburetor off. Like I said, just undid the wire off the bottom of it for the electronic fuel shutoff. Took off two nuts, that held on this intake. Once you take those off, this just slid right off. I just laid it down out of the way. And then there was a bolt here holding that bracket on the side of this. Just unscrew that, and then literally the only thing left is the carburetor will slide right off. Disconnect the throttle linkage on it, and that is literally it. Alright, so I'm going to put you in the stand, and hope y'all can see. May need to zoom in a little bit. Let's see here. There we go. Alright, we'll get y'all set up here. Bear with me. Alrighty, I think y'all can see. Alright. So, pretty basic carburetor. Nothing special. This is your electronic fuel shutoff right here. And what holds the bowl and everything on is this electronic fuel solenoid here. And what you got to do is sometimes, I'm seeing more of the newer models now, they give you enough room to put a regular wrench in. This one happens to be a 12 millimeter, but sometimes you've got to take a file, well, not a file, you'll be there all day, but a grinder and grind the head flat here, grind the head flat here so that it'll sneak up underneath here. But this one is, like I said, the newer models are starting to have a bigger gap underneath here, I've been noticing, so that's good. You get a regular wrench over there. You just pop that off and unscrew it. We'll see what we got. This right here, that pin, when you turn it, whoop, well, I can tell you right now it's got water in it. So this pin here, when you turn the ignition on, this pin will retract, and when you cut the ignition off, that pin plunges up to stop fuel from getting in the carburetor. If I'm not mistaken, y'all might know more about it than me, but if I'm not mistaken, they made this to reduce backfiring. Not sure how much truth is in that, but I'm not gonna be able to catch. Yeah, I did. If you can see, I don't know if you show that on camera or not, but can you see that bubble in that fuel? See if I can get something to point it out with. Here's not really a good pointing tool, but if you can see it or not, but that bubble right there is water. Not good. I think I dumped this in the alrighty. So water and the fuel, there's a little bit of sediment down here. If you can see that or not. A little bit of trash. We'll spray that out in just a second. Everything else looking pretty good. Pull this jet out real quick. Oh, I think I'm coming down with the sniffles, folks. Put a handle on that. A little bit bigger. I'm not sure where I got this Stanley set at. It's several different attachments that go on. I've had it for years. It really works great. I'll take this out, see what we look like. Jeez. Come on, baby. So I'm just going to hold this up to the light, and it looks clear. So we're good to go there. And slide this little needle out, holds the float, and there's the little, the end of it feels pretty good. It's not broken. So there's a little tiny jet in there. There's a little tiny one in there. I'm going to spray some carburetor cleaner in those. Unfortunately, like I said, it's late at night. Take a little bit of compressed air as well and spray in it. But I can't crank up my compressor because I don't think my neighbors behind me would appreciate a loud compressor at 1:30 in the morning. So let me clean this up a little bit and be right back. Alrighty, it says the battery is low, so not sure how much of this I'm going to get done, but we're going to try it. Alright, now that I got y'all in here, y'all can't see, right? Move y'all just a hair that way. Alright. Gonna take this, plug it back in. Like that. Okay. Then we're going to take this governor and it clips in like that. And then the spring, there's a little hole right there beside it. It clips in there like that. Okay. Now we're going to slide this back on. Now I know some of y'all are going to say, you're not replacing those gaskets. Yes, you're supposed to replace the gaskets. This guy, this customer just wants his stuff fixed. And not really worried about replacing gaskets. So there's a little black clip here, just clips in just like that. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Alright. And then this right here is the electronic choke. When you put this back on, you've got to make sure that this slot right here slides into this so that the electronic choke mechanism will work properly. And that's what that wire right there is. It plugs into here. We're going to slide this back on, and like I said, we're going to be careful. And I'm going to sit down on the floor. Normally I put this stuff on a lift, but due to restrictions of running air compressors, it's kind of hard to do. And then there was two nuts right here, came off the bottom. We're just going to put them on. Started. That's a 10mm socket, so I'm going to reach right up here on my bench. Oh man. Alrighty. So there. Get everything. And remember that little bracket I was telling you about? That's the nut that goes onto that. So, you know what? I just told y'all. I just told y'all about making sure that you align that bracket up for the electronic choke. And what did I do? I put it on there without making sure it was lined up. Big dodo. Big dodo. Alright. I'm not gonna lie. That is okay. I think it's in there. Let's see. Yes. It is in there. Alright. Let's try this again. Oh, dumb. Y'all still recording? Yep, says it is. Alright, now we need to reach here and there, plug them back in. Just I'm going to neat this up before I put everything. So now I want to put everything back up top I mean, really, at this point, I could kind of try to start it, hook up the fuel, and try to start this. But with it being so late at night, or should I say so early in the morning, I'm kind of scared to at this point. Oh yeah, don't forget about this bolt gauge right there. We'll put that in, and then I'll bring y'all back when I'm ready to fire this thing up. And we'll go and see what happens then. Alright, y'all stay tuned, I'll be right back.